Hello, so what do I think of Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle? Fantastic game. So I got this a couple of years back at the time because it's developed by USAopoly, the people who kind of give you Monopoly and Risk and stuff like that. You can only get it from America, so I had it imported over from Amazon.com. Totally worth it. I was first introduced to deck building through Marvel Legendary. So I'm comparing it to Marvel Legendary when I first started playing it. It's very similar mechanics to that. So you are actually getting your attack power to fight the villains. You're getting your golden nuggets for your recruitment to get better cards as you go along. But the difference between the two games is that you attack the villains and then that attack damage sticks. And then the next person can attack them and just keep on weakening them until they're finally out of it. Marvel Legendary, very, very different. You either got enough attack points to take them down on that turn or you don't, basically. So I like this. People say about the base game, fantastic for children to learn this one because you start off with year one and it's very basic mechanics. And then you open up the next box for year 2 and 3, etc. And it adds a few more mechanics in, adds a few more difficulties, adds some extra cards. So playability-wise, this is really, really good to teach to children. And as they grow up and are able to take on extra mechanics, learn extra trickier things, then you can open up the next box. And it's really exciting to know what's the next thing that's in there. A couple of niggly things about the base game is that silly things like some of the characters that you fight in year 1, they still come up in years 2 and 3, etc. So you're wondering, why on earth am I still defeating Professor Quirrell years later when in the film and in the books he died the first time around anyway? So unusual kind of thing there. But this is where the expansion then comes into it. When you get the expansion, you get more villains, you get more monsters. And then you really have the option to mix and match to your heart's content. You decide really what you want to play with. You can increase the difficulty rating, decrease the difficulty rating. And I like what they've done with the expansion. You get the creatures. They've actually replaced some of the cards from the base game and changed them from villains to creatures. Some of the creatures you can just attack as normal, or you actually have to bribe them or give them a recruit points to actually get rid of them, making it a bit more difficult. And they've added detentions now. The detentions are horrible. They are a very similar mechanic in Marvel Legendary where you get wounds and they're a waste of a card in your hand, basically. But again, to mitigate that, they've added a mechanic where you can actually get rid of them with certain cards. They allow you to KO, get rid of a card completely from the game. Very useful because one of the niggles from the base game is that you couldn't get rid of some of your weaker cards. So this is a deck builder. You are getting better cards. However, you also, after time, you want to get rid of some of your weaker ones. So you want to start culling them out. But overall, I mean, they've used stills from the game as the artwork on the cards and stuff like that. I don't mind. Some people might mind. Some people might want original artwork or something like that. I don't mind. I don't think it degrades this at all. I still think it looks stunning. The board looks fantastic. Really good artwork on the board. I like the tokens that have been used for the lightning damage and the coins and stuff like that. They then went to town on getting the skulls rather than doing cardboard skulls or anything like that, tokens. They did these metal ones. Well, fair enough if you want to add in a bit of exotic stuff. Unusual that they didn't then sort of like use that for all the tokens and just those ones exclusively. So, but really like them. I like how it's similar but different to other deck builders. And I love what the expansion's got in. If you're going to go for the base game, fantastic to get to teach people how to play deck building games. Really good to get people drawn into it. And Harry Potter as a theme, most people know what Harry Potter is, and it's a good way to get people into board games, into modern board games. So overall, a fantastic experience. Really like it. Get the expansion if you can because it adds more nuances. You can chop and change what you like, as well as adding Luna as well as a playable character. Loads of reasons to get the expansion for replayability purposes. Go out and get it today if you can. That's my view on Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.